This is an experiment for me because this is the first time I've done the live postings. So it's a nice thing to be able to do, and I enjoy being able to share. I've been doing readings now and working with spirit for almost 50 years, I guess. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to do, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to share. So it's been a total joy for me. And in that time, I've learned many things. And one of the things, and probably the most important thing, is that we are spirit, that you are infinite, eternal spirit, that you can't die, you can't fail, that you have chosen to come into this life and to be challenged, to be limited in some meaningful way, so that you can learn new things, so that you can grow. Because one of the things, and it's hard to imagine this, but as spirit, even though we're eternal and we're infinite and we can't fail, we don't get to experience things the same way we do as when we are spirit, or when we're in the physical, sorry. And when we're in the physical, we can have chocolate and know what it tastes like. We can do things and understand them in a way that's different than we understand them when we are spirit. It's a powerful thing being able to move through life and to make choices and to experience consequences. And we grow through that. We become through that. It's a wonderful tool to help us evolve, to help us grow and understand compassion and understand challenge and fear. And to learn that we have no need to fear, that spiritual life is something that should be without fear. God is infinite, eternal. God loves us unconditionally. There is no conditionality in the nature of God's love. You aren't judged. You aren't restricted. It is an amazing thing. And it's a beautiful thing. I also have learned a great deal in recent years from quantum physics, which has given me a construct to understand eternity through, a way to understand the non-physical reality that we are part of, to understand that as we think, so it is, that our thoughts create our reality. And I've always known this. This is something I've always known as a fact, that as you think, so it is. But now we have quantum physics, which validates this in a powerful way, in a meaningful way. And it also allows us to understand that we are creating our reality. It's hard to embrace that truth when you're here limited in a physical world and restricted by physicality. But the truth of it is that you chose to come into the life that you have, that you choose the circumstances that you come into, and that you choose to forget that you chose it so that you can move through it and be more through it. It's profoundly purposeful. It's profoundly directed towards our growth and our becoming more. Anyway, one of the things I did want to share with you also is that everyone is gifted. Everyone is spirit. So we all have soul gifts. We all have the capacity to connect to the higher life, to connect to the unseen world, to connect to spirit in meaningful ways. We all have that. but we all don't use it. We all don't develop it. Sometimes we get so immersed in the physical that we lose touch with the non-physical, with the unseen world, with the purposefulness of spiritual life. And we get caught up in the chaos of limitation and physicality. There's no need for this. And you can connect to your higher guidance, which is on the spirit side, in the greater life, in the higher life. That's where part of you exists and lives. You also exist within the mind of God. You and I are part of the mind of God and exist within that. And we are connected through that. So I'm connected with you. You're connected with me. And as we develop our gifts and as we develop our understanding, our soul gifts can rise to the surface and we can learn to be more, learn to access and express those gifts in meaningful, purposeful ways in our life. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base and share with you a few things to answer any questions that you might have. And it is simple. Spiritual life is uncomplicated. It feels complicated. And people tend to have a tendency to make it even more complicated. But it isn't complicated. You are connected to divine mind. You are connected to all consciousness. And you are individual, unique, separate. You've lived many lives and you will live more lives. And time and space is a construct. And that's very hard to get your head around. But the truth is everything is happening in this moment, but we don't need to talk about that. We can still understand time if we choose to as a linear thing. So it is an amazingly bountiful journey to live a physical life and experience the limitations, the challenges, and the opportunities of the diversity that we live in. We live in an amazingly beautiful world, and we have so much that we can connect to and learn. So understand that life is a banquet, and that this is an opportunity for you to experience that and to grow and become. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to share with you today. And I will join again and continue this experiment that I'm doing. Thank you, and God bless.